Hello, YouTube. I'm Vince White. I'm an employment attorney and back in New Hampshire. Thank goodness. Um, Today we're talking about something that David, friend of the channel David, sent to me some time ago, back on December 30th of 2021. Oh, we have a friend. We have a friend hanging out. Oh, she's got thoughts. Um, and what he sent me was kind of an in-depth and really, really valuable touch upon the case law around forensic retaliation. But I thought for this channel, perhaps the more valuable thing might be a quick discussion about what forensic retaliation is. And in its simplest form, the best way I think about it would be to say if you make a complaint of discrimination in the workplace, or a complaint of sexual harassment, or maybe even a complaint of, say, unpaid overtime, right? And the employer says, "Oh, thank you so much for bringing this to our attention. Thank you. Yeah, we're gonna look into this, and we're gonna get back to you." And they thank you, and they give you a little coffee and cookies, and they say, "Please go back to your desk. We're on it. Thank you for bringing this to our attention." And then the minute you're out of the room, they're like, "Find everything you can on Sarah. Get me everything bad about Sarah. What Sarah's done here. She is done. We will find something. She's done." Right? And it's like, what? What? Obviously, that would be retaliatory, right? But here's the rub. They're going to act against this hypothetical Sarah based on digging into years and years and years prior of her career. So they're trying to say, "Oh no, it's something you did years ago that we should have fired you for. We didn't know it then, but we found it now, and it's terminable. You need to be fired." And that's why it's not retaliatory. You did it before, and we would have always fired you for this. We just found out about it now. And that's not so clear cut, right? Because no one's perfect, you know. Maybe hypothetical Sarah didn't get her TPS reports in. Maybe she copy and pasted her TPS reports, and they don't really have accurate quarterly data. I don't know. It could be anything. Maybe she expensed a few brunches with her friends. Should Sarah have done that? No. Should the employer have been able to take action against her if they had discovered it at the time? Yeah, probably. I mean, it's a little fraudulent, little thiefy, right? Um, but going back and sifting through the entirety of hypothetical Sarah's career, because Sarah had the temerity to speak up about equal pay, workplace discrimination, sexual harassment, unpaid overtime, something to that effect, right? That that is wrong. Like, you can't tighten your supervision standards and go over someone's career with a fine-tooth comb, because also I don't think people think of comb. Whenever I think of fine-tooth comb, I think of Spaceballs and them combing, like actually combing the desert. That's what I was doing there, which probably seems insane to you. But this concept of like really just leaving no possible mistake unfound in someone's career so you can get rid of them after they engage in a protected activity, that that is going to be subject to the protections against retaliation in my mind. Now, defense attorneys often do not agree. They will tell me, no. It's just, we didn't know. This just came to light. We didn't know, and now it's come to light randomly of its own volition. It just leapt off the page, and we saw what hypothetical Sarah had done, and we can't have her. It's not. Obviously, this would be terminable. Obviously, you're like, yeah, Steve. Timing's kind of sketchy. She engaged in protected activity 2 weeks ago. She's got 20 years with the company, great evaluations, It's odd that you would find this one singular mistake 2 weeks after the protected activity, 2 weeks after she spoke out, right? And now some of you are going to say, well, hypothetical Sarah did a bad thing and she shouldn't have the protections. One, no one's perfect. And if you say you're perfect at your job, false. Just false. Two, there's a chilling effect. And that's why the retaliation laws are in place, right? If other employees see that Sarah, who was, let's be honest, an icon of good employee virtue, she engaged in a protected activity. She spoke out about one of these protected things, discrimination in the workplace, we'll call it. And then they dug through her career and they found something, they fired her. All the other employees who might have wanted to speak out are going to say, well, I am nowhere near as great an employee as Sarah was. Not even close. So if I speak out, I am donezo. My time here will be kaput. It's over. So there's a chilling effect. They don't speak out. And that is specifically what the retaliation laws are supposed to protect against. We need employees to speak out. Employees feeling empowered to speak out is how these cases come to light. It's how we can address these abuses in the workplace. It's how we can move towards equal pay. It's how we can move towards equality in the workplace. It's how we can stop sexual harassers, right? And to do that, people have to feel they can come forward. And anything that makes them afraid to come forward, it's a good chance it's gonna fall into the category of retaliation. It just is. So I thought this was a very, very valuable topic to speak about. David had some really good points about kind of a back and forth which went on down in the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals. And it was an unpublished opinion back in December. Essentially what the court there did was issue a warning to employers about using forensic tools without a clearly established business reason for conducting these searches, right? So if you have a yearly audit that you do every year, you audit your books. You got to do it. You audit your expense reports, right? Every year. Well, then that's probably going to be okay because you do that every year. You have a business reason for doing it, and it's not something you're initiating just because hypothetical Sarah made a complaint. On the other hand, if you haven't audited expense reports in a decade, and hypothetical Sarah made a complaint, and she's the only one being audited, and you're finding something that says that you feel you have grounds to terminate her on, I think you're going to have a bad time with that. Right? And that's a little bit what the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals was cautioning here. You know, have a good business reason for this. And listen, that there's litigation that follows that. It bounces back and forth a little bit. But I thought he made a really valuable point, and I thought there was some backfill, some simplistic explanation that I could add before I shared his point in the case law there down in Georgia. So, wish you all the best. I hope you're not dealing with forensic retaliation. Like and subscribe if this video was helpful. It does help me to help more people just like you. Comment down below. I do track the comments in these videos, and I try to respond as quickly as humanly possible. And that includes if you have follow-up questions. If you think I got something wrong, like we can have a conversation about that. That is in fact what I'm here to do. Thanks. Take care.